what's interesting here, the voice of reason is theater, right? Radio is theater, right? And of course, with the advent of platforms like YouTube and Twitch and Instagram and all of these other places, you can now see the radio personality. But the reality of what I'm trying to lay out here, this is an environment in much the same way as a classroom is an environment. I'm bringing on these clips that will give you some type of clinical perspective. I'll bring on a clip that will give you a spiritual, philosophical perspective. But this is what's happening. See, when I say we live in a toxic society, and you go, well, what are your examples? Show us, right? I'm showing you. If you're not on the healing path, right? The path of self, you know, and this is something that this is what really you're born to be on. We, cover up our lives with so many different accoutrements, right? So much stuff, right? We cover our lives up with everything. Our jobs, our education, our friends, our relationships, our travels, right? We're so busy being distracted that we get away from the purpose of life. Look, your first relationship was the most damaging, which set the tone for your adult relationships. You understand? So now look at us. When you're not healed, when you're self-unaware, right? I don't know why I behave this way. I don't know why I think this way, right? You start to adapt the social game rules that you were raised in. Most of us were raised in some variant of this, right? Tonight's topic. The pimp, the simp, and the trick. These are toxic male archetypes. And I'm not saying there aren't any positive male archetypes, because they are. And I'm not saying that the positive male archetypes and the toxic male archetypes don't intersect throughout a man's life. They do. And I'll take it a step further. We just talked about the maiden, the siren, and the madam. I believe those female toxic archetypes mirror these toxic male archetypes. The matriarchal wound. Is toxic masculinity a reaction to the feminine? Mad at your mama, so you disdain women. They are objects. They are things to be controlled. They are things to be purchased because you refuse to heal. See, I'm only going to really get at the folk that want to heal. I can hear resistance and reluctance to going through the process. Do you understand? True or false, the pimp, the simp, and the trick archetype all stem from distorted maternal attachments, where unresolved mother wounds may shape a man's relational strategies. Here is the empirical support. John Bowlby's attachment theory, 1969, links early maternal neglect, overindulgence, or conditional love to avoidant, anxious, and fearful avoidant archetypes. Are y'all listening? Does modern masculinity derive its dysfunction from unhealed maternal abandonment, enmeshment, or rejection? These are real conversations that should be had. You can conquer the world, but not your soul. And you think if you conquer the world, you get to by default conquer your girl. Tell me I'm lying tonight. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines right now. The female counterparts. Are women groomed to play the victim? True or false? If the pimp, simp, and trick archetypes dominate wounded masculinity, then their female counterparts must exist in parallel as the siren, the pick-me, and the gold digger. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody get to your phone lines. I need to talk to you about this. Whoo! The mirror of relationship pops up yet again. The empirical support here. Research on toxic femininity and gendered manipulation, Gilligan, 1982, suggests that women unconsciously participate in trauma-bonded power dynamics, reinforcing the victim-protector cycle. Do you see? You don't need to heal as long as you can provide. 1-800-920-1580. True or false? Are women truly victims of these archetypes, or are they complicit in their own objectification through trauma-based conditioning? This is heavy stuff tonight. Brothers, are you going to be honest about these questions? I'm just interested to know. The evolution of wounded masculinity. Can these archetypes transcend? Healing the pimp, simp, and trick archetype requires inner work, self-confrontation, Leroy. Self-confrontation, Leroy from Inglewood. And ego deconstruction. But does modern society encourage masculine evolution or reinforce these identities? Empirical support. Jungian shadow work, 1953, and contemporary masculinity studies. My brother Curry. Y'all know Dr. Tommy Curry, author of the book The Man Not? 2017 suggests that toxic masculinity persists because society rewards performative strength over genuine healing. If modern masculinity thrives on wounded ego narratives, does genuine healing require men to reject all traditional definitions of masculinity? Back to my point about the gender role. It's a hiding place for most men. All I got to do is pay bills. All I got to do is make sure everything is taken care of, and then you better comply. And if she complies, is she complicit? Ooh, come on. Are y'all listening tonight? I'm telling y'all, what we're in, and these are not relationships. These are wars, right? The war that was supposed to be conducted internally spills out into the mirror of relationship, into the relational environment. These are wars. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Listen, I got callers on the line. I want to talk to them. Let's get it. Let's get cracking. John, Mountain View, Hawaii. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Greetings and blessings, chat. Welcome yourselves to the Terror Dome.
To the Terror Dome.
The simple fact that 9 times out of 10, if a man has no idea what it is that's going on in this instance of life, they're going to ask questions to other men, women, or the society that they live in. Mm-hmm. For those of us who've been guided by those rules, those standards, those leadings, and we find ourselves in predicaments to where the trick, the pimp, or the simp is the person that you're looking at in the mirror. I faced all.
Come on, talk to me.
The simple fact is even in the Christian church where they tell you according to these certain rules and standards, again, Christ who gave his life. Mm-hmm. And they say some of the greatest love is for those that lay down their lives for their friends. Mm-hmm. You think a man who's marrying a woman is not going to do that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The simple fact that even if it gets twisted, because human beings they're going to do what they're going to do. You have no control over that.
Right.
And since we're still outsourcing love, don't you think it's supposed to come up twisted? You're looking for it outside of you, and yet all of these things, which again, making the failures, going through the processes, doing the stuff that you were guided and you kind of voluntold yourself to stay in.
So when did you stop outsourcing the love? When did you go in? When did you say, nah, these archetypes are too small for me. They're cumbersome, spiritually cumbersome. I can't don these any longer. When did you conquer those wars?
Well, first off, it started at retirement, because shortly after that, that's when I got divorced. Because at the point of retirement, you have to turn in your TA-50, i.e. your armor,
Okay.
i.e. your weapon,
Mm-hmm.
i.e. the tools that will get you through the war you just been in,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that you still had to face another war.
Right.
So now you need new tools to face this battle.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate thing is that, too, you'll still outsource, and it's the wrong tools.
Right. 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 I hear you, brother.
But nonetheless, I think majority of this work took place in 2024.
So you're still...
There was one show that there was a show you and I shared, and you gave me the word acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to all the things that go on in this life, for me not to doggone look at it as something of contention, something that I have to war with, something that I have to war with others about.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just accept it?
Right.
In addition, you gave me the fact that I could actually feel myself.
Woo, stay right there, because we're going to come back and we're going to talk about what that means, man. John from Mountain View, Hawaii. This is what I'm talking about. He cooking, and I want you to get some.
Would you join me, please, in welcoming Redeemer full of culture. I got so much trouble on my mind. Refuse to lose. Here's your ticket. Hear the drummer get wicked. The clue to you to push the back to black attack.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Now Taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file an app by 2/18.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has worksource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tricks. Sing, but and tricks. Lick on the then get down after ya done. Then I hop in my to make a quick run. This ain't but and tricks. Lick on the then get down after ya done. Then I hop in my to make a quick run.
I used to know a named Merrick Wright. We used to roll around at night, tight in the with the gangster beats, and we was ballin' on Compton streets. P. The got deep and it was on. Number 1 song after number 1 song. Long as my pockets was fat, I didn't give where the was at, but she was hanging with a wife, doing she do. Just to get a buck or two, and the few ends she got didn't mean nothing. Now she's suing. She be doing ain't. Can't hang with the street, she found herself show. So now she taking me to court. It's real conversation for you. So recognize and pass the day.
Now as I'm rolling with a Dre in Eastwood, clock and roll up to no good. We flip flop and serve like flapjack.
What is time, sir? Actually, what is time? Time is hope.
Psychologically.
Psychologically. I'm talking entirely psychologically.
One tends to keep on thinking.
Of course. I've well understood that.
Yeah.
Time, I mean, hope is time. Becoming is time. Achieving is time. Now, take the question of becoming. I want to become something psychologically. I want to become non-violent. Take that for example. That is altogether a fallacy.
Yes, well, we understand it is a fallacy, but the reason it's a fallacy is that there is no time of that kind. Is that it?
No.
That there is.
No, sir.
Right.
Human beings are violent.
Yes.
And they've been talking a great deal, Tolstoy in India, of non-violence. The fact is we are violent.
Yes, but...
And the non-violence is not real.
Yeah, but
we want to become that.
Yeah, but see, it's again an extension of the kind of thought that we have with regard to material things. You say, if you see a desert, the desert is real, and you say the garden is not real, but in your mind is the garden, which will come when you put the water there.
Yeah.
So we say we can plan for the future when the desert will become fertile, right?
That's
all right. Now you're saying. Now we have to be careful. We say we are violent, but we cannot, by similar planning, become non-violent.
Non-violent.
Now, why is that?
Why? Because the non-violent state cannot exist while there is violence.
Bring it in. That's the whole point of the shows that we do. You can't use the same mind that was conditioned by brokenness to be open. You have to abandon, right, your starting point for the most part. That's what he's saying. The old mind can't create a new reality. I'm going to become this. I'm going to be that, right? For men in this world, when was the time we sat down? When was the last time we sat down and said, hey, let's reevaluate some of the negative aspects of masculinity? Right? Some of them. Let's not act like some of them don't exist, because we are way too ready to point out the negative aspects of femininity. I see men sitting around talking about it all the time. When do you sit down and go, hey, man, there's aspects of myself and my family and where I came from and how I was raised, and having men groups and men circles like the sisters got sister circles. We should have brother circles where we're actually questioning, man, who am I in this world? The Cigar Lounge is a great place. We're doing it tomorrow night. I'll be there. Relationship Roundtable, 8 to 10 p.m. We're doing a whole fundraiser for Altadena and Pasadena. I've been meaning to say it. I just haven't said it. But I'm simply saying, in context of what Krishnamurti is talking about here, we've got these archetypes that we know all too well exist in our community. As men, when do we sit down and say, hey, let's eradicate that? Right? I'm playing this music for a reason. Music it's hypnotic, right? We've been listening to these records. We've been rapping these songs while having and raising daughters. Right? And then the daughters start dancing to it. Do you understand? There's an aspect that must be addressed. Do you know, most men I know are uncomfortable talking to women. So they cultivate the gift of gab in order to present comfort. I'm comfortable talking to you. And it's a front. It's a front, man. It's cognitive comfort. It's performative. Let me show up in a certain way, because then she'll know I'm. Do you understand? Talk about the real men. When I come forward, we're going back to Hawaii.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Federal officials have yet to recover the black boxes from the D.C. midair crash that likely killed 67 people. National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy assured they will be found and briefed President Trump. A report is expected within a month. Stocks are closing higher after a rough day on Wall Street. Investors were reacting to several earnings reports, including those from Meta Platforms, Tesla, and Microsoft. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams is reappearing after a health scare, attending events Thursday but giving no details on his condition. Dismissing resignation rumors as, quote, stupid, end quote, he also pushed back against claims of being anti-immigrant. And McDonald's is partnering with Angel Reese for its first ever female athlete meal. The Angel Reese special, featuring a barbecue bacon quarter pounder, fries, and a drink, launches February 10th. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Running out of hot water? Water Heaters Only makes replacing your water heater easy. With one call and great pricing, Water Heaters Only can have you back in hot water the same day, within hours of your call. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com.
Are you a recent college graduate with a dream of getting a high-paying job in sales? A job where you can grow a lucrative career in multi-platform audio, digital, podcast, social media, and local events, along with world-class training and career growth opportunities. KBLA Talk 1580, located in historic Leimert Park, is currently hiring entry-level account executives for outside sales. Join a team featuring radio hosts Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, Dr. Nee Cordelai Corte, Zoe Williams, and our very own Dominique DePrima. For more information on attending our upcoming career fair, contact SMB at KBLA1580.com today.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-511-2112. That's 800-511-2112. 800-511-2112.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up, man? Ain't nothing to it. What's up, baby? Tell me, man, you heard about Short Homeboy based out. I saw him in Brookfield, man, wearing some bell bottoms with no shoes, eating a cheese sandwich. Homeboy asked me for $1. I said, ain't you too short? He said, yeah, I think so, man. Homeboy wearing a big old natural and stuff. And get his old troop jacket on. TR fell off jacket, just said, oops.
I was told not long ago
ago. Too short, don't stop that rap. Now every time I grab the mic, I rock it just like that. 8 years ago, when I started to rap, I used to sell tapes everywhere. It was me and my homeboy Freddie B, y'all kicking it like big players. Everybody loved my rap like $100 bills. I rock house parties on 98, even rock in the 6-9 Ville. Might find me on the mic at Hot Lips House or at the East Bay Dragon Spot. All 85 boys with their hands in the air screaming too short.
If you are a man and you are doing any of these three things, then you would be considered a simp. If you are sending money to a woman that does not know you for her attention, then you are definitely a simp. If you are in a girl's DMs and she is not getting back to you and you're continuing to over pursue her or beg her to talk to you, then you are definitely a simp. And the third one that a lot of people don't talk about is if you're a man working on yourself and working on self-improvement, but you're doing it for the external validation it brings from women, then you are a simp.
You getting better for her? Oh my God. John, Mountain View, you got to give me your final thought on this one, brother.
I need a minute. Please give it to me.
You need a minute?
Foremost,
You need one more minute?
I need no. I need a few minutes because again, first and foremost, we're not going to do this against each other as men. And I heard what you said about True. That's my big brother. Don't do that. Stop.
That's
I'll
my
throw
guy.
this phone.
True's my guy, man. Come on.
I know we're joking. I know we're playing, but at the same time, yes. The growth always takes place not externally but internally. When you understand the expansion of the measure and the galaxy of what your love is, it's endless. It's endless. This is your singular truth. When you finally understand that all of this other madness is all a lie, a ruse, and something that's supposed to trip you up, that's when you give it up. And when you finally get with the ancestors with it, when you finally get with your true self, the child self, the abused self, you heal that person. That's when you finally get to realize who you are. That's when you actually get to dream the dreams that you should have been dreaming today.
Right.
That's when you finally get to imagine all the things your world could be out here. That's what gets you that notepad to have you write things down like, why am I financially illiterate?
Right.
Why don't I know something about my own sense of style, taste, or preference? Why don't I just choose to be the person I decide to be? And now y'all got to step in line.
So I'm going to ask you this question now. True or false? You answer this for me. True or false? There is no accountability without inner work.
I want to say something facetious, but let me just answer the question.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true, right? Yeah. There's no accountability without inner work. Right?
Indeed.
And you're telling me that you're on this self-accountability trail right now.
Yes.
Right. So now, the reason why this is important and the reason why I'm asking it is because oftentimes the apology that never gets said, the acknowledgement that is never presented, sometimes we as men, you've heard it said before, you can only control what is yours to control. Something that is in our control right now is to step up and acknowledge, hey, ladies, women, sisters, anybody I've ever dealt with, I haven't been 100% honest. I haven't been 100% real. I haven't been 100% authentic, transparent. I haven't been 100% me. And I think, because you've seen that, and you tell me what you think of this. You've seen that picture, right, where they show the slave sister that's running to the brother, and she was just abused by the master, and she's coming to the brother for like some type of help and support. I think at some point we got to start thinking to ourselves, like, listen, the new abuse is the record, the music, the content that's being put out there, right? At some point we have to acknowledge and say, you know what, I was burnt out, I was toxic, I was broken. I mean, when I created that, yeah. We have to acknowledge what we contribute to this rift between black men and women. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, and I'll end here with the lyrics to a song that is entitled, I Think We're Past This Now.
Ooh, you finna Jay-Z me?
No, it's not Jay-Z.
We past kneeling.
Listen to these lyrics.
I'm
Listen
listening.
to
Go
these
ahead.
lyrics. I can hear the sounds coming out of them, but I just can't be able to comprehend. I can feel the bullets fly through me, but I finally decided they don't work on me. And I guess I should thank you for making me examine who I am. And to be able to open up my hand.
Right.
And again, I thank you for showing me the way to be free.
Okay. I got it. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, Pastor John. Guess what you just did, my friend?
Though windy, though storming, and yet at the same time, I still stand. Mountain View's in the house.
There it is. Mountain View, Hawaii is in the building. We got callers from all over the country. I want to get them all in. Let's just get them in. Let's get them in. We got JG from West Lafayette, Indiana. Your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Well, first I want to give a shout out to Dr. Tommy Curry. You know, his book was very, very informative to me.
Oh, Dr. Tommy Curry, The Man Not.
Absolutely.
It's an exceptional book, man.
And I think it's important to note in that same chapter where he talks about how hypermasculinity is valued, he also talks about how certain types of agential characteristics are not valued in black men in corporate spaces, which is another topic. But I think, you know, goes into this one in some ways as well. I think when you look at, I don't know, just for me personally, I'm a military veteran, and those are the people in my circle. And a lot of us have these type of matriarchal wounds.
Right.
And one of my best friends, I'll never forget, you know, when I came back from the military, he went to join. And, you know, if I talk to him today, he's the pimpest pimp you ever want to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But he was molested by his mother.
Boom.
Right? And I don't think we've ever been able to really talk about our vulnerability as young black men.
Right.
You know, the trigger for me was my daughters, right? You know, I got 3 daughters, and I mean, they all look like my mother. So when I was leaving the military, and like the last caller said, right, I was forced to turn in my weapon. And I noticed that my mind was a weapon, and it was aimed at myself.
Ooh, go ahead.
Right.
Yes, here we go.
So
Come on.
I'm looking at these little girls who I love, but I'm noticing these little patterns I have, and I have to address it, right? So I start this inner work like you were talking about. I mean, it took years for me to really confront it and work through it. But, you know, I would say, like, my best friend, he doesn't have a family, and he's avoiding the families, and I understand why. But a lot of that trauma and pain is at the bottom of that.
So, because like I said, Dr. Tommy Curry, he was on my Voice of Reason show many years ago, maybe 2014, maybe 10 years ago. Absolutely incredibly intelligent brother, intellectual giant. And, you know, a lot of his stuff kind of intersects with attachment theory, John Bowlby's work, Mary Ainsworth, and others, of course. what it's calling to me, and I'm listening to what you just said, and what it's calling out of me right now is to say, or is to ask this question to you: do you think a lot of the hate that one has for himself and his woman stems back to some type of resentment for his mother? Is his mother the first one to break his heart, to make him not trust women? Is that what Tommy's work is alluding to? Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, I think so. In a lot of ways. I mean, just speaking personally, that was the case for me. And I had to learn to forgive my mother and understand her own heartbreak, right? And put all of this in context, right? So now that I understand my mother, I would hear my mother say things as a child. My mother was abandoned by her mother for 15 years, the first 15 years of her life.
Keep talking. Yes.
I used to hear that, but it didn't click for me until I was almost 25, right? That's why my mother was a workaholic, right? And never around. Right, or put so much energy into relationships that I felt like I never seen her by the time I was 18.
Right.
So now it all makes sense to me as a man, and I'm able to put it in context and not be resentful about it. I think absolutely.
And you said what has to happen with your mother? I wanted to hear the word you used again.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness, right?
Absolutely.
Acceptance, right? Where you just say, hey. Let me flip it another way, because I love what you're saying right now. Let me flip it another way. Whatever happens to you is being poured into you. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree.
So based on what you just said about mama not being around, or her mother left for 15 years, even though mama was absent, you can pour absence into a child.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. Hey, stay with me. When we come forward, we're going to get to the rest of these phone calls. We on fire tonight.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader, Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions.
The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Round and round, round and round. Round and round.
Hey, what up? I'm Ken Ivey, CEO of Hip Hop Fraternity HHF, and I would like to say thank y'all for tuning in. Today, the subject is, why shouldn't you argue with a woman? One of the reasons why you shouldn't argue with a woman, because she's 70% emotion and 30% stability. You, 30% emotion, 70% stability. For emotionally, she are more equipped to deal with situations. You know, women are very, very analytical, and they can think all the way through the wall, and they can think all the way to the end. And men, you know, we are sporadic and spontaneous.
Yeah. JG, can I get your final thought? Because I don't. JG, give me your final thought on tonight's topic, my friend.
Yeah, I just think, it's a very important topic, and I think a lot of them are attached from different ways. So, I think sometimes long-term relationships help, sometimes they hurt. But at the end of the day, you need that type of self-confrontation. And the different conditions facilitate that in different ways. But on the other side, I think you're able to be a more stable and well-balanced man.
Man, I appreciate you, man. You just brought West Lafayette, Indiana in the building, man. Thank you for your call. You got a seat at the table anytime you want. Yo, he was on fire tonight. Let's keep these callers rolling really quickly. We're up against the clock, so you got to make it quick. Rogish, Dallas, Texas. What up? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
PC, I think when it comes to the wounded masculine, it's kind of like that book with Dr. Tommy Curry, Man Not.
The Man Not. That's what we just talked about. Yeah.
Right. And I think it's quite particular when it comes to the black men. And I think that's something that we should have been working with as black people, an element to restore our own intrinsic work and not just have one that's patterned behind, that of the epigenetic plantation model. Right. I think what it is that we tried too long to try to say we could just fit in with that which was already established here within this society, and not really taking that full agency of making one ourselves, even though however long it would have taken. Something tells me that we need a rite of passage as a people. If we come from a people that did that, something tells me that that's something that we should reinstate in ourselves.
I appreciate it, man. Dallas, Texas in the building. Hey, you already know what it is. I got to jump real quick. Indianapolis, you already know. Naptown. Ronan, come on, man. You got to make it quick, but I know it's going to be crazy. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, being raised a certain way, I embodied all three. When it came to being a trick, I was renting relevance. Being a simp, I was chasing it. And then when it came to being the pimp part, I was using charm. I weaponized charm and basically maybe everybody paid for the lack of relevance. So when you had to sit back and look at it, and you saw all three, you was basically prostituting yourself. So you had to look at what you had to do for yourself. You had to heal that inner child, which I'm still doing. And once you add relevance to yourself, like really be authentic self, then that's the true currency out there to meet and be your better self.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it, brother. Guess what you just did?
Indianapolis to the building.
Indianapolis is in the house, man. We appreciate all the callers, people calling in from all over the country. It's always like that every day. But listen, man, tonight's topic is deep, and I want us to continue it because I feel like we just scratched the surface. I feel like the men weren't 100% transparent until my last couple of callers. And I need us to get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. The pimp, the simp, and the trick, low vibrational archetypes of the wounded masculine, deconstructing the pathologies of wounded masculinity. Wow. Across history, masculine identity has been subject to complex social, psychological, and metaphysical forces, from the Freudian superegos, oppressive moralization, to B.F. Skinner's behavioral conditioning. The shaping of masculinity remains a contested ideological battleground. Within modern discourse, particularly in relation to attachment theory, trauma, psychology, and socio-political structures, 3 wounded masculine archetypes emerged on our show tonight. We talked about the pimp, the simp, and the trick. These archetypes embody distorted performances of masculinity, each rooted in specific attachment dysfunctions, unresolved trauma, and a fractured understanding of power. Drawing from thinkers like Tommy J. Curry, we listen to Krishnamurti, Eric Fromm. You know, this show tried to deal with this, I would say, this blight on our community. If we want any type of unity, we should really start to look at this and say, hey, how do we heal this? How do we heal having to show up with game and being a lame and being an L7 and macking and, you know, if you ain't got no game, she ain't gonna like you. You know, how do we get past that? We need to get to a space of conscious relating. You cannot get to a space of conscious relating until there is a confrontation internally. Conscious relating, I did a topic on it, man. It's talking about this is a spiritual relationship more so than a social one. The relationships we outlined tonight are all social and dealt with what? Manipulation. Well, that's par for the course for a toxic society. Listen, this week has been outstanding. I appreciate everybody for tapping in from all over the world. Hey, I'll be back because, you know, today's my Friday. I'll be back Monday with a whole slew of hot topics. Nothing but love. I appreciate y'all. Deuces.
You prefer to wear cotton, I can tell, because you like your last dude, he was so rotten, and now your love is to be gotten. Yeah, baby girl, I can read your mind, but what I'm really trying to do is read between your... I know it seems oh so personal, but I'm just trying to make you feel real comfortable.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. More than 30 bodies have been pulled